Hi, everybody. It's your boy Trey, and I am back. This time it is a little bit different for you guys. I have someone very special, very good friend of mine, and he's going to be doing a lot of talking for you guys today. I'm hoping. This is your boy Sutton. I've been telling you guys about him. So finally get to meet him. Sutton, welcome.
Hello, live. Nice to meet y'all virtually. Whatever. Yeah. Ask me questions.
There you go. So I'm gonna start off a little bit by giving you a little bit of information on my last video. I've last uploaded a video with me going to Montreal. I was supposed to make a live to give y'all some information on how was that. That turned out very well. For you guys who don't know, I am on a journey to doing my bottom surgery. So I am on a way to doing my phalloplasty. So right now I am in process of doing hair removal to prepare myself for that. With that with that visit to Montreal, it was very exciting. I got to see my doctor. He was surprised. He did not know me at first because of my name change. That was something new for him because I was something else when I first went there. So it was basically different for him. So, seeing him and he knowing that it's me, it was exciting to know that I'm gonna start that journey. But that's like a little brief intro on how that had gone. But I'm gonna go a little bit more deeper in this. But I'm so excited, and I want to talk on a lot more when it comes to transgenders. Like I said, I'm a FTM. I'm a trans man. I was born a female, and I am now a male. Proud to say I am a trans man. So this is me. I'm gonna bring it to you guys, like I say, every video as natural as I can get it, as natural as I can give it to you. So, what questions I have to ask pertaining to that I never knew when I went through my journey, I would ask my friend here, and he will basically ask me questions, basically to hit me with things that he don't know through his process and his journey, seeing that he has a lesser time on his journey than me being longer on it. So different feedback on it that can help one or two persons out there, or maybe a lot of you guys out there that are just like us that have questions out there. So first, I will let him go ahead and talk, and give you guys a little bit more about himself and who he is.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Sutton. I'm 22, and I'm a female to male transgender man. I've been living my life as a female to male transgender man for about 2 years. February will make 3 years, and I have been medically transitioning for about 2 years. October 15th made 2 years on testosterone. Um, yeah, I have top surgery on Tuesday.
There you go.
I'm pre-op, so I haven't done any of the surgeries or anything like that as yet. But like I said, I have top surgery coming up on Tuesday. Um, yeah, and I do a lot of activist work in the trans community. Uh, I actually also, if any of you need a binder and do not have access to a binder or cannot afford binders, I just self started a program this month where every month until I die, hopefully, I will be giving away binders to gender non-conforming people in need who don't have access to them. So if you do need a binder and you don't have access or you can't afford one for whatever reason, hit me up at Sutton Amal on Instagram. So that's SUTTON on Instagram or Twitter, and let me know that you need a binder. And it's a brand new binder that I would personally pay for and ship it to you. Right now, I'm starting out with about 2 people each month. As I grow financially, I hope to help more people. But yeah, I do a lot of work with the transgender community, the queer community as a whole. I've edited a queer publication. If you want to check it out, it's called Queer Lines, and you can find it on www.trentarthur.ca, and it's in the archives there. I also am a poet, and I also do identify as non-binary as well. So yes, I do identify as a trans man, but I also identify as a non-binary person. So I do use they them pronouns interchangeably with my he him pronouns.
There you go. So there's it go. There it go. There it go. Your boy is very talented. Like I say, hit up all those links. Make sure to like, follow, whatever you have to get out there, share that. Make sure that get out there. For a lot of persons out there, that information is very much in need. Yeah, so I've heard sudden that you having surgery on Tuesday. So how's that coming along?
Um, I am excited. I am excited. I have been the surgery was supposed to happen August of 2021. It has been pushed back numerous times for God knows what fucking reason. But finally, we have locked in the date. Hotels are booked, flights are booked,
There you go.
operation tables are booked. All I have to do is show up.
There you go. There you go. That must be really a journey out there to basically have to finally get to this stage in your life that you wanted to be through years of your time here. Now that you have that opportunity, is big for you. So how big is it for you?
It's super big because when I grew a chest, I never wanted I never wanted this. I knew from a very long time ago who I was and I never wanted this, and I cried when it grew because that meant I couldn't be shirtless anymore. I couldn't just like walk around in undershirts. I used to love to just walk around in undershirts, and I couldn't do that anymore. So it like I'm very insecure about this. Like every day I look in the mirror and I love myself, and I love, and something that I learned about being transgender is that you may not like your body, but you still have to love your body in every state, because whether you like it or not, your body is where your soul is housed. So you have to like it, you have to love it, and you have to take care of it. You don't have to like it, but you have to love it, and you have to take care of it, and you have to respect it. So once I learned that, like, I love my body, but I don't like these. So I'm excited. You probably will never see me wear a shirt again. Yeah, I will probably never wear a shirt again.
Yeah, see that? See, everyone has a different feedback on how they had when they had their surgery, when they had the opportunity to get their surgery, to go to the journey, to, to finally see that line, to actually having that chapter of your life close is truly a blessing. And like he had indicated, you have to love your body. You have to know, you have to be true in your skin. No matter what people think or what people might say, as long as you love yourself and you happy, go for whatever it is. Everyone has a different opinion. Everyone has a different choice and a look of life on what you do. But at the end of the day, what should matter is you. So always follow your heart, and dreams are real and they could come true. And a lot of people had it differently. See, my surgery was covered by government, but Sudden here had to purchase his own. So there's always difference. So to know that you have to wait on a list, wait for a doctor approval, wait for someone to call you, it's always like a panic stage for me. I like he indicated that it was supposed to happen a long time ago, but it was a throwback after a throwback. I knew that feeling when my surgery was canceled due to the pandemic. But when I got that call, I felt like, I finally got there, and no matter my situation and how my surgery has went, I have told you guys in many different ways, everybody is different. Everybody has different types of surgeries. Everybody reacts to them differently. And we always go in there with the best energy. And as long as you have that mentally and physically, you will always be ready and prepared. The good thing that my friend here has, he have people that can basically give him information. He can do his research. He had time to actually, watch videos and see how other persons went through things. He got to see the good. He got to see the bad. So he know how to better prepare himself, which I've seen him, even though I've known him for a short period of time, it felt like I've known him forever because he's my little brother. He's like, he became someone so close to me, that blend very good with the family in every which way possibly. Everybody loves him. Amazing personality. You guys will love him as well. So hit up and support every one of his platforms, every one of his work. He's a very good poet. Listen, you have to listen out there. He's gonna one day hit that billboard. I'm telling you, watch out. I'm telling you, watch out. This is it. But everyone, like I tell you, has a different journey and a different set. And I was excited to know that when he got his call, he was like, bro, I got a date. And I was like, shoot, you got a date. I was so excited for him because I know how bad he wanted this, and I wanted it for him. So now to know that he got that, it is so amazing. So tell me how you getting ready for this though, because this is a big day.
I stopped smoking
Got to.
from September.
Okay.
So almost like 3 months prior to the surgery. I still do use weed, just edibles though, and I don't use strictly THC edibles. If I do an edible, it always is either CBD to one THC or CBD completely. I have also stopped. I've also really stopped drinking.
There you go. Got to.
A thing about queer life is like it's so normalized that we have like a lot of bad habits, and people will just say like, oh, that's gay culture or that's queer culture or whatever. But like I learned that like you don't have to fall into those negative stereotypes. So I think about gay culture or queer culture, especially like the man who like man community, is everyone is promiscuous. So as a bisexual man, I have had my fair share of promiscuity uh within the last 2 years, and yeah, I have also cut back on that, so I'm celibate now.
There you go. There you go. So all the single ladies out there that is looking. There you go. So yes, so it's always a blessing to know everyone's different point of view on their journey and their process as a trans man, as a transgender, whether you're a trans female, a trans male. Like I say, everybody goes through it differently. Um, like I say, his surgery is on Tuesday. He's excited, as you can see. He's finally getting that opportunity to go topless. There you go. Boy always wanted to go topless, Now he got that opportunity to do it. He's happy in his skin, and that is most important because once you're happy in your skin, it doesn't matter of the scars or whatever comes after that scarring. Everything else is perfect. So at the end of the day, once you have that positive mindset, you have nothing in life to worry about. So I'm happy for him that he had this opportunity to go through this and gradually. I don't know. Do you have any other surgeries in mind that you would want to do?
Yeah, so I want to go all the way and do the phalloplasty as well. But something different than Trey that I'm interested in doing before I do that is fertility preservation. So after the top surgery, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna freeze my eggs, um, and then I'll have the hysterectomy, and the rest of the surgeries will follow.
There you go. There you go. So, yes, like I say, everybody did it a little bit different. With me, I've never frozen my eggs. I got straight to the point. Therefore, you guys already know that I have a son already. So, I've already experienced that chapter in my life. So, I was ready to just, start a new journey. I had applied for this surgery probably in 2019, and I got approved a long time ago, but the process never started like how fast it's moving now because of the pandemic and the setbacks with the hospitals and surgeons and different stuff like that. So that had really thrown me back, but I had gotten the opportunity about a month ago to now go straight forward. Like I say, I am presently right now doing laser and electrolysis. The reason why I have to do mostly electrolysis because my forearm that they would be using is basically fully tattooed, and laser cannot go over tattoos. So that area will be blessed with a tattoo. So I'm gonna be a cool kid. So that is one of the things that I have to go with my surgery. So I always recommend you guys that don't have surgeries as yet and have in mind to have phalloplasty or any sorts of bottom surgery when doing skin grafting or skin removal, to do not tattoo that area, because as laser is quicker and faster and is painless. Electrolysis, they basically have to go through every hair follicle. So it's gonna be very painful. It's like more than getting needles, it's like getting injections in every hair hole. So I would not advise anyone to get tattoo until they completed every process that they want to go through. So I would not be the first person or the first transgender out there that had a tattoo,
In the
bro.
nether regions.
But no one would tell. It probably says a birthmark. I had a lot of them tell me, was I planning on getting the ink removed before removing the skin and doing my electrolysis treatment? I was like, no. Eventually, the treatment will fade the tattoo, but it still will be there. But I'm pretty good with that. As long as I get the surgery, doesn't matter. But to know that other persons that want to have bottom surgery and they want to go after phalloplasty, for me having the opportunity to go ahead of you, you get to see how it went and how I dealt with it and different stuff like that. So, like I said, I'm going to walk you through every journey of this process. I'm personally now doing a private treatment with electrolysis. So I'm basically doing it in a private setting. So I cannot be video camera and that, but I can basically tell you or show you stages, which I would be showing you eventually on the stages of how I was getting my treatment. I have taken photos, so that will be also uploaded as well to this platform to show you guys every step like I've promised you guys. Now, enough about me for now. But do you have any questions that you want to shoot at me to basically have me answer that you had questions in your head before that never was given to you? Probably might help you.
Uh, yeah, okay. So I have a really good question.
Okay.
So,
Why
okay, so when I was researching about bottom surgery when I first came out in 2020, prior to like I started medically transitioning, um they say you have to get like a vagina ectomy. So I'm wondering, like, if you get that prior to let's say you get that as a separate surgery prior to the phalloplasty, how do you pee?
Well, with that being said, the questions, I'm telling you, you loving this. With that being said, with my surgery and how I'm doing it, even though they have to remove that area, I will be using a catheter, which I will be like for 6 months, at least for a 6 month span. I will be peeing through a catheter, which I will have a pee bag connected to me, because they will not close that area until my second stage of the surgery. So that's when that area is closed, when they start sealing that area where I'll be able to pee standing up and doing stuff like that. So that would be the second stage. So 6 months straight, I will be carrying a little yellow bag around, but I'll make sure it's empty on time. But that is how it's gonna go. So that area will be cut out and will be structured, but I will be using the washroom through a catheter, basically.
Okay, yeah, I always wanted to know that.
No problem. No
Because
problem.
like I like that's like one of my that's like something that I'm afraid of because I never figured like I always was like, okay, how do you pee? Because like I like the feeling when you have to pee but like you can't,
Can't pee.
and it's very traumatic mentally. So I didn't want to have to go through that. So I wanted to know, how do you pee?
No, that's fine. See, I love the questions, and that's why I always ask anyone to shoot the questions, no matter how it goes or how weird it might sound coming out. Just ask the question. And that is a pretty good question. That a lot of you guys might have the same question, but not answer it, not ask it. But yes, that is a very traumatizing to know that you want to go pee and
You can't.
you can. So but I haven't experienced it, but I've done several research on it. I've saw a few YouTubers, transgenders that went through phalloplasty surgery, and they talk on it, and it was like normally, like if you're hospitalized and you have to put a catheter in, it's like using the bathroom in that sense. Going out in public, yes, you will want to hide it and not want to show anyone you're connected to a bag. So that's one of the things I know for sure. I will be wearing some extra large clothes to cover that bag up, but
You could wear
until
like one of my shirts.
until then, we have to work through the bag and see how it goes. But it's like a short time. I would say like a 6 month span. That prepared me for the second surgery. But like I said, it all depends on the healing process of me. So if all goes well, then 6 months roughly, or maybe sooner.
Okay. Okay, so I also have a question about how do you pee? Like, do they put a catheter in you when you go for top surgery? Or do they just like wait until you wake up from the anesthesia?
No, with top surgery, they don't. They advise you to use the bathroom before. But when you do go to sleep, nothing with that area is being touched, which you would not have on any clothes underneath the
Gown.
hospital gown. Um, yeah, it's just basically same way you go in the hospital like you go for a normal surgery. You have to
I
remove your
never
clothes
had
and
normal surgery. The only kind of surgery
you have to remove all your clothes.
the
and
only
leave
kind
this
of
dress.
surgery I ever had was like teeth surgery. I never had like.
Well, this one you get to wear a dress.
I don't want to wear a
You get
dress.
to wear a dress.
Oh my gosh.
So you're gonna have to wear a dress with all the back open up. So yeah, so all of that open up, and then they're gonna give you a warm blanket, a very hard blanket, like it was in a steamer, and then they're gonna put these weights on your leg, and then you're gonna lay down like this, and that's when they're gonna start IVing you, and you see all these different cameras in the air. You're like, whoa, and different people do different things. This one have this section, that one have that. Everybody have a section.
So like Grey's Anatomy, but real
Yes.
life.
Yes. So then they're gonna give you the good stuff better than weed. This one knock you out. So they put that mask over you there, say, hi, how are you? Before you know it, you out.
I'm excited for the pain meds because I think I get like oxy after. So I'm excited to like pop oxys and go to sleep. Only do drugs if they're prescribed to you guys. Don't do any illegal drugs.
Well, my medication, I don't know what type of medication that was, but that was some good stuff. Because I was pretty much okay. Like I tell you guys, my top surgery was a breeze. Like, even though I might have taken a longer time to wake up due to the anesthesia, um, when I came out of that hospital, I went home. Yes, that night I felt a little bit of pain, but that's when the first medication had weared off. But the next day I was in the mall, I was shopping, I was on vacation. But the only time I felt my pain was when I went at bed that night. It was like the weather, because it was November, it was like cold. So I don't know if it was the weather change. I don't know what it was, but only around that time I would feel certain pain or whatever. But other than that, I would say a top surgery is usually a breeze. It's not really nothing to be too fair about.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I do. When I had my top surgery, I never had no one to ask questions to. I just walked into it like, I have a small chest. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna have the best chest there is. But I had a little bit of turns in my life that it came out differently, but it still turned out well. That's the best thing about it. I'm loving my body. So that's a good thing. But now that you're doing your surgery, I know you say you're gonna be topless and you're gonna show it off. A lot of person have a problem with their scarring and eventually decides that they want to get tattoos and different things. Would you cover your scars after, or would you don't mind showing who you were before?
So the whole thing for me is like I am not ashamed to be a trans man. You go anywhere on any of my profiles and you can tell them, you go anywhere on any of my profiles, I have that I'm a trans man on it. Like I'm not ashamed of who I am. So it's like I don't mind the scars. Would I cover them in tattoos? Yes, but only because I've been dreaming of having a flat chest so I could just tattoo my entire torso. Now I'm gonna do special tattoos on each of them, like little leaves, and then I'm gonna put something in the middle. And I'm also gonna get a portrait of me topless with the scars tattooed on this arm.
Okay, okay.
So, I mean, even if I do cover them, I'll still always have it commemorated on this arm. And I plan to let my friend who is designing the tattoo actually paint out a portrait for me to hang up.
Nice, 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 nice. So that's good. That's good. See, everyone has a different way. Like with me, I wouldn't say I hate my scars, but I would most definitely tattoo them before going topless. Um, I do go topless, but in my house, not in public. It's not that I'm ashamed of my scars. It's just that, like I said, different folks, different
Strokes.
there you go. So um, I would eventually pass that stage in my life where I would eventually do it. But it's like I have a certain frame that I want to be in before I show that area. You know, I've shown myself before to you guys. I've been working out and doing different stuff to adjust that even more. And it's turning out very well. So I'm hoping to be more fit before actually saying going out there fully topless. Um, and I'm gonna show it off. Like I'm not. I'm thinking of probably tattooing one side and leaving one of them out because I always believe that no matter what change I take in life, I'm still who I was before. So I will keep a part of each one of my scars to remind me of a memorable part of my life. You know, each one of my tattoos tell a story. I've always used tattoos to cover scars. So I was thinking on showing one of my scars to show that I'm a warrior, I'm brave. You know, I've done it, I follow my heart. So I want to show one of my battle scars. And one of my battle scars was my top surgery because I had complications with my top surgery. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful of how it came out. So that was a plus. That was a plus. So look out for 2023. I'm coming out with some new photos, and I'm telling you, these are going to be the hot boy ones. I'm telling you. Take my boy with me too, huh? Hot boy ones up. So yeah, do you have any questions?
um so like, okay, everybody talks about the physical aspect of top surgery, but like no one talks about the emotional aspect of it. Like everybody says, oh, and everybody talks about like the positive parts of it, but like no one talks about the negative parts of it. So like like emotionally, what was the process like after top surgery and during recovery, and like what would you say was a negative part of your experience? Just because I'm a realist, I believe in yin and yang, so yin and yang, so you always take the good with the bad and take the bad with the good. So that's my philosophy on life.
Okay, okay. I like that question. I like that question. Well, with me, it was very emotional. There is like I like the way you structure it because a lot of people do talk about just the good, and never the bad outcome or what's bad in it. And that's the reason why I wanted to do my videos and different things to get both side of it. So I really like that. With my whole journey when I went through my top surgery, it wasn't always kicks and giggles. With those that know about taking to test testosterone, it's a journey of mental. So you basically have to know how to be mentally prepared to go to every stage of what you're going through. And I was never mental. I mentally prepared for a lot of things. A lot of things came new to me. Even though I might have researched and find, one or two different things, some things never came clear to me where I understood it. So it was almost like I tell you guys, as excited as I was to have the surgery, walking in that hospital room was as scary as it gets. Because as much as I want to say, okay, I'm going in here and I'm getting a surgery, I also had in the back of my head, sorry, that there's a possibility that something can go wrong in that surgery. So I've always thought about what could have possibly happened and what could happen. So I always go in there hoping for the best and to come out with the best. So as long as you have that mentally in your head, you should be prepared. And that's my advice to give to anyone out there, to always try keep positive no matter what it is that you're going through, because in life there's always a bad outcome, but it's you to make it greater. So with that there, it was emotional. I cried a lot of days, I cried a lot of nights, because I remember walking in there and the doctor, I've met the doctor, my surgeon, for the first time on the day of my surgery. So it's not like I knew him personally, we had a relationship. I was talking to everyone via. So everything, I had to send a photo of my chest. I had to do all of these things before visiting the day of my surgery. So all of this, I was scared because I didn't know the building. I didn't know. I never met the surgeons in person. I've never met anyone. So going in there, it's like you going in there with trust and faith. So that's what I went inside there for it. And even though I knew that when I had woken up, I would have been in pain. I I was scared to know how it would look. I didn't know. I've heard bad things that could possibly happen as much as I heard good things that possibly could have happened. But like I said, I went in there with both, thoughts. I never went in there saying, okay, I'm gonna come out of this way. I know I'm gonna do this. I've always had that second what if, but it never had stopped me from continue on going because it was something that I wanted. So I felt no matter what happened, I got what I wanted. So no matter of my complications, I was so grateful that I was able to fix it at the end of the day without having to do another surgery to fix what I've lost. So at the end of the day, that had turned out to be a plus for me, and I'm on my way to a second start, which is a bigger surgery. Like I say, it's like 8 to 10 hour surgery. And this is what you would say a life and death surgery, because it's basically changing everything.
And they gotta do like blood vessels. They gotta graft
Vessels,
vessels and shit.
nerves, muscle.
I
Like,
know I used to be pre-med.
okay, so there's a lot more than just removing the chest and forming the chest. There's a little
Because
bit
this
more.
is cosmetic.
Yes.
And even though this is technically cosmetic, they gotta bring in a general surgeon, they have to bring in a urologist, they have to bring in a gynecologist. It's
There's
a
a lot
different
of
thing.
things will be going on within this 8 to 10 hours. So not only mentally but physically in every which way, I have to be ready for this. So it was, like, I must say, it was really, really emotional for me, and not being fully educated on it, but only going with the knowledge that I researched on my own. So yes, that was a little bit hard for me, but like I say, it never stopped me. It never stopped me. So I went through with it.
Okay. Do you have a question for me?
Yes, I do. So at my age, I knew that I to like same sex when I was younger at the age of 7. At the age of 7, that's when I knew I was starting to look at the little girls like, whoa, and realize that, I didn't want to look like no boys or nothing. That's how I was. And I was like, okay, no, I'm different, but I knew that I wasn't the only one, because as young as I was, I've seen it, that persons with same sex usually be together, even though some people will be like, you grew up on the islands, and the older generation will be like, girls don't business with girls, girls business with boys, and boys business with girls. That's how you were taught, but at the end of the day, you know, come on now, face it. This is reality. This is it. This is me. So, this is how it is. So everything is different. But like I said, I knew at 7 that I'm a part of the LGBT plus community. I knew that I was, like, I would say, gay. I knew from that day that I was gay, and I knew that I didn't want no boyfriend. Not to say that I don't like guys or whatever, but you're young, you're gonna say that or whatever. The world has changed. Guys, don't mistake me. The world has changed in many different ways. The world has changed, But at what age did you discover that that this is who you are?
So I would say I've always sort of knew that I was trans. Um, it was just like my mommy could tell you, like when I was a girl, like when I was a young girl, my mommy had to beg me to wear dresses. It was just like sneakers and jeans and t-shirts. That's all I wanted to wear. My brother started sagging his pants. I started sagging my pants. My mommy was like, girls, don't do that. So I couldn't do that anymore. I wanted to wear boxers. My mommy was like, no. Um, so I knew about that, and as everything that felt natural to me, I was sort of being reprimanded for. Um, it sort of so I sort of had for a long time. I lived my life as a straight woman, like in my entire adolescence. I lived my life as a straight woman. Um, Anybody who knows me from then, who was friends with me from then, could tell you, was that a boyfriend? Um, I always had a boyfriend. I I always had a boyfriend, but I would say when I knew that I liked girls, I would say I sort of think I always knew, but when it hit me, was when I was 12. when I was 12, there was a reality TV show called called the Glee Project. So, like, something to know about me is when Glee was on TV, I was present and accounted for every Thursday night. My TV was tuned into Fox. I was watching Glee at 9 p.m. But so I was watching the Glee Project, and they had to film like romantic movie videos, and they filmed to Katy Perry's, I think, Teenage Dream. And I remember the music video when they filmed for it, they made two girls kiss. Yeah. So I was intrigued by it. I started feeling things, like that was like
Katy Perry.
Yeah. So like that was Eileen Bermonglu. If you ever see this, you were my first crush. But yeah, so and now like when I look back, like I like people like everybody was like, oh, when High School Musical came out, everybody was like, all the girls was like, oh, Troy, oh, Chad, and I was just like, Gabriella. But when I was 12 is when I realized, and then I started experimenting with
Katy Perry.
not like physically, but like I started experimenting with like I joined Tumblr, and they had like a lot of like fan fiction there and stuff like that. And I feel like because we grew up in like different eras, so like you probably would have been like porn, but like fan fiction was my porn. Because because like it was like, I started out reading fan fiction, and that's how I sort of knew. And then I watched Pretty Little Liars. I still have a crush on Shay Mitchell to this day. I watched Pretty Little Liars, and Shay Mitchell's character Emily is famously known as the lesbian of the bunch. And I remember it was my first watch of it, and she had a girlfriend, and they kissed in the kissing booth, and no, the photo booth. And I broke down crying because I was like, oh shit,
She cheated on you.
I'm gay and I'm going to hell. Because I grew up very, very religious. My parents are very religious people. Me, not so much. But I grew up very, very religious, like go to church every Sunday. Like my parents used to go to Bible study. Sometimes they used to host Bible study. Like every summer I was in vacation Bible school. So like everything, I went to evangelical private school, and then I went to Catholic private school. So everything I knew was sort of like being tested at that moment. So I was like, I cried and I said, oh shit, I'm going to hell. And I used to have I used to have panic attacks, like where I felt like I was dying. Like I had one night I had a panic attack where I felt like I was dying and I was going to die, all because I was so worried about being gay and going to hell.
See, everybody is different, man. See, everyone has a different story upon their life and their journey. With me, I grew up in the church a lot too. I was known as one of the church daughters, the pastor daughters, because we were so close with his pastor and his wife. And we basically lived with them actually in their apartment next door. And it was me, my sister, and my sister best friend at the time. So all of us, stay inside the house, and every Sunday we have to go to church, and every youth Sunday we have to go there. Every convention we in there, and we just going up with our skirts, and I'm telling you, I was wearing those heels for years, So like I say, I went through that phase in my life where I had to go through all those things, and I sure, Pastor Lord God, I know when you see this, you're gonna be like, but this is me, and I am grateful and happy of who I am today, and I sure you being a man of God will understand as well too, so yes, I grew up in the church as well, so like literally in the church a lot in the church. I was in dance, praise, and worship. Listen, you couldn't tell me I wasn't in. Listen, everything I was in, when it came to church. So everyone is different. I was afraid of a lot of things. You grow up with older generation, they'll be like, "Oh, you go to hell. You gotta face God for yourself. God brought you here this way. You should never do this. It's a sin. All different type of things." I've dated guys in my life as well. I was almost married to one, and I would always tell everybody if I was a straight female, sure hell would I have married that guy. He was a great guy. He was an amazing guy, I must definitely say. But it just could not work. It just was not working at that present point of time. Um, but like I say, everyone is different in a state, and the way this life and everything has changed. A lot of things has changed. A lot of people have questions. A lot of people have answers. A lot of people want to try stuff. A lot of people, sorry, are eager to know about transgenders because when I had first started my laser treatment, I had went to a first laser company, and when I had told the lady that I wanted to get hair removal on just this arm, she looked at me like, "What the hell are you? Who just come just to remove hair off of one arm?" So she was like new to it all. So I find myself that I had to explain to her what am I doing, and that was a little bit awkward. So I did not want to stay with her. So I've changed it because I was like, it turned out like this. This is a joke now.
I had to explain to the guy at Freedom because he
They don't get it.
I went to buy this phone. Remember that day I called you and I say my computer crashed
Mhm.
at work, and I was asked, yeah, so my boss made me take a half day. Anyway, that don't matter. But I went to Freedom, and the guy he he made me get my driver's license. He asked for my credit card. I say, bro, if you want to see pictures, here are pictures. I had to explain everything. And sometimes I go to the bank because I haven't changed my name legally. And I haven't had an updated ID picture in 4 years. So I go to the bank sometimes and they're they ask me all the security questions and I answer them correctly, and they're still hesitant to help me, and it's like, if I could, that's discriminatory. I should sue them. I should sue them. I could get a come up off of that.
Somebody, like I say, is always different. I went into, like I was saying, I went into my laser treatment, and my doctor was like, "Why are you moving this?" Well, that doctor then was like, "Why are you moving this arm?" So I was like, "I'm doing a phalloplasty." It was like, "Okay." It's like just as it was like she just agreed. She was like, "Okay." Eventually, when I went to my second visit, she was like, "What else do you want me to do?" It's like every day she asked me what it is that I want her to do to show her. So I started to get a little worried, and I was like, you know what? Maybe she haven't done a treatment for a trans man before. So I started to break down to her. I said, I'm doing a surgery, and I need this arm to do a surgery. So she was like, but why would you need to do this surgery to make a vagina? So, I'm starting, and then I was like, pardon? She was like, why do you need to take this arm to make a vagina? I was like, no, 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 no. I'm not a male turning into a female. I'm a female turning into a male. So she had an opposite. She was like, oh, I thought you were a male turning into a female. Oh, oh. So she was like so shocked on the whole thing. She even started taking photos. Oh, can I show my daughter? Can I do this? So I was like, what the hell? Am I being punked? Is this a scam? What is this going on? So all of this was like, or maybe she's not educated on transgender. So everything was like different for her. So I eventually changed my specialist with that. So I have a better one now that is actually doing the work very well. So I'm grateful for that. But I've had situations where I went in the bank too, and persons was like, "That's not you. Do you have other identification?" I had them lock my cards when I did the phone call, and they had the voice recognize thing on the recording thing. They never recognized my voice. All of that, so they shut down my cards and everything. So I'm going to use my card, and the thing saying not completed. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, money ain't that shit. So that's how I was. So when I went into the bank, it was like, oh, you don't know this. So I had to stand up there and be like, do you want me to show you my surgery? Like literally, that's how I was in there, because I'm explaining, I'm giving them everything that they asked for, and yet they
No,
still
but
telling
like,
me.
why would you want like the thing about when I went to the bank was I ain't gone in to take out money, I went in to deposit checks. Why would I have someone else checks? Why would the government mail me someone else's tax return? And why would I be dumb enough? Because you can't deposit another person check. Like everybody know that. You cannot deposit a next person check.
Withdraw.
You can withdraw, but you cannot deposit another person check. So like you can't cash someone else's check. So like why would I be trying to cash someone else's check and put it in my account? Like what sense does that doesn't make any sense.
That shows that a lot of people are not educated on the life and where it's at today. A lot of people don't know about transgenders. And when they know, a lot of them are eager to know
They want to ask
they want to ask
invasive
question, and then
questions.
they don't just ask so what made you want to be a trans man? That question will never come until after the fact, if you have a penis or
What
vagina.
vagina?
That would always be the first question that anybody would
Oh,
want.
have you had the surgeries? It's like, bro, like if I just walk up to you and you introduce yourself as whatever, and I ask you, okay, so have you had the surgery? That would be disrespectful as fuck. I do not know why cisgender people think it is appropriate to ask transgender people or gender non-conforming people about their genitals. If you are a cisgender person watching this, please do not do that, because you talk to the wrong person, you will get punched the fuck out.
But like I say, everyone has a different opportunity and a different opinion on situations. But see, everyone acts differently. With me, it doesn't really matter what a person thinks of me or how they feel of me, because at the end of the day, I am me. And that's how I walked on. So that's how I've taught myself differently, to never bring myself to a level where I will have to, be a different character to prove it to them. So if I'm not questioning them about their life, then I should not worry about what they're questioning me with, my life. My life is my life, and I put it out there to how I want it out there. Everyone has their own choice in life with that. But it's always going to be hard when it comes to your first stages in transitioning. That I wanted to tell you as well. To your first beginning of your stages in transitioning, it will always be hard, especially with exterior changes, because not everyone get those full features changed within 6 months. Like some people has it a quick reaction.
No, like I know, like I don't get misgendered anymore. But when I first started transitioning, I started transitioning like the month before I started working at Home Depot. I used to get, and anybody who knows Home Depot's clientele knows that you will run into the most small-minded, ignorant people at Home Depot, because they generally are working class people that don't really educate themselves about ways of life that differ from theirs. So like I had a lot of people misgender me, and I used to get so agitated and so fed up about it until one day it was just like, you know what? It does not matter. Like, if they perceive me as this, if they think about me as this, it does not matter. I know who I am. I accept me for who I say I am. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I don't have to be anything to anybody else. And now, if someone misgenders me, I politely correct them and I move on. Um, I've yeah, I politely correct them and I move on. Like, I mean, I prior to the cessation of the weed, I went to a dispensary, and they have to check your ID if you have a baby face like me, at the dispensary to make sure like you're legal and stuff. So the lady thought I was a man upon coming in, and then she checked my ID and she saw the female marker, and so she began referring to me in female terms. But like, it didn't bother me because like I know who I am, like, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's understanding a lot. It's always harder, especially when you don't have the identification change when your features exchanging. Because when my doctor had told me that I should start changing my IDs or my name and different things within 6 to 8 months of me being on T, I took it upon myself and waited longer because I felt like, even though persons out there were like, okay, I'm seeing changes, I've never seen the changes. So I felt like I still could have used my identification until I felt as if that it was right to go and change it. But eventually that became a problem because you get pulled over by the cops driving and all these different things. You're giving them an ID, they're seeing a female, but answering you as male. And then they're thinking it's some type of fraud or I'm trying to do something. So that started to worry me with driving, and that started to worry me with going into the banks and having them cut off my cards and different things because the voice doesn't match their voice system when I had opened up um, the bank account with the voice ID thing. So it was almost like getting a little crazy for me. So that was understanding on their point of view. If they have a certain thing and I never change it, that was my negligence. So when I changed it, it became better for them in many different ways. So that is basically understanding. In some cases, people just don't care to respect it, and like I say, it should not matter. No way, shape, or form that it should matter on what a person might think or what a person might say pertaining on who you are because you know who you are. And that's all matters. And like I say, different people have a different reaction to certain things. So I don't look at it in a negative way. I don't look at it as in a way that, I will let it get to me because at the end of the day, I smile because it tells me, hey, I'm a pretty boy then because I can look pretty and I can look masculine. So it shows me that I can pull it off both ways. So that's how I had to put it in my head. So to avoid that, because you would get annoyed, you would get frustrated, you will act out a certain way if you know within yourself as a transgender, whether you're a trans female or a trans male, you know who you identify yourself are as and who you are as a person. So having someone tell you that, if you go as a trans female and they're saying you're a he, that is pretty much a offense. And if you're a trans male and someone is saying she, that is, pretty much bad as well. So at the end of the day, I would always say, respect people pronoun and what they want to be called as or what they refer as, and it's understanding. Everybody want to respect it, whether you were born this way or not, and that's a part of life. And in this day and life and time, I would say there's a lot of transgenders out there. They just a lot of them never spoken, never came out because they were living in fear or living in denial or hiding from something. Not being able to live their truth because of the countries they live in or the families they grow up in, or wrongly being judged, or some people can be murdered for even dressing a certain way that they're not supposed to be dressing like. So there's many different results in different countries and different walks of life.
There was, even in America, there was a actress. She was like in a few projects. She was also in the Cheetah Girls, and she had just come out as transgender like in the 2010s, but she had been living as a woman in like way before that, and she just came out in the 2010s. If if you ever watch Laverne Cox Disclosure, they talk about that there. If you never watched Disclosure, I suggest that you watch it. It's a very good documentary on how the media portrayed trans people in the past, how that led to transphobia, and how the media and the transgender identity is evolving in the modern world.
So there it is. There's some actual information to see, what is going around in the world and what, people has faced out there to not being able to live their truth and who they are. And like I said, not to say I've never had the opportunity to live my truth. I grew up on a small island, whereas no one knew about transitioning. No one knew, when
They
we
still
see,
don't know about transitioning.
when we see a
Like,
man pregnant, they feel as if, it's a man pregnant. This is something weird, not knowing that it might have been a female. Well, it is a female before, getting into that, but, not having that understanding or that knowledge on it. Like I said, growing in an older generation, they will not know about these things. And still to this day, you still have to educate some people out there on the whole process. It's not a sickness. It's not something you go through overnight. It's not a phase that it walks through, So you have to educate people out there. Not a lot of persons are educated on it. So, you know, as much as you can educate each and every one of us out there, each and every one of anyone out there, it helps one another along this way. So that is one of the things there too. So, I never say this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share the link. Make sure follow every link that has been dropped in this platform here tonight. Make sure go and support, show some love out there. Today episode was basically to tell you different walks of transgenders. I'm a transgender. Sudden is a transgender, and we all have different personalities. We all have different standards. We have different opinion on things. So this all basically shows that I might react a certain way, Sudden might react a certain way. So everyone is different. So it doesn't mean that something is wrong with you, or there's a problem with this being this way. There's a problem of being that way. There's nothing wrong with who you are. You don't have to be. If you're a trans man, you don't have to walk up and be all gangster up to say,
you don't
okay,
have to
I'm
be
a trans man.
masculine.
You don't have to be
I
that.
I wear crop tops.
He's more feminine when it comes to it. He's happy with that, So
Yeah,
it doesn't
like when it
matter.
comes to dressing, I will definitely say that like I do like I like to straddle the fence between masculine and feminine. But you know that still doesn't mean fuck with me. Ask Trey. If I get mad, head spins. Just because I will beat you up in a crop top, and I will take your girlfriend in a crop top as well.
So everyone is different. Me personally, I won't wear a crop top, but I tell you, I wear my dresses and I really put it into play, But I'm more of a
I would never wear a dress.
I wear fitted. No, I won't wear a dress again for sure. But it's nothing wrong with guys out there that wear a dress. Some of them are sexy as hell. I must say, it turned my eye a few times. So I would say. So at the end of the day, I had my share of dresses. I don't have that chapter anymore in my life. Um, I'm very masculine, but I have a feminine side as well. But my feminine side only comes out when dancing. That's the only time my feminine side comes out is when I'm dancing.
And see,
because
I'm too
known for
masculine
dancing.
to dance.
So there's a difference. So
Like I'm the kind that I'll stand up in the club with a beer bottle in my hand and I'll do the 1-2 step. But to say me that
but me, I'm gonna be there doing the belly dance and trying, I'm gonna be doing everything out there because I'm more feminine when it comes to my dancing, but my attitude and the way I carry myself is very masculine. Like I said, he is different. He carries himself more feminine, but everyone is different out there. So this is just to show you that we're both transgenders, but we're all different. You know, everyone has a different way of they act, the way they carry themselves, the things that they wanted to do. So for you guys that are watching, if you're a transgender, you're feminine, and you're afraid to, go around friends or anybody out there that might look at you different and say, okay, you're supposed to be a transgender, you should act like a certain way or different things like that. Yo, you can be whoever you want to
As
be. If
a
you want to wear
trans
nails
guy,
as a transgender, it's still all right to
as
wear.
a trans guy, if you want to wear nails, if you want to have your nails painted, wear your nails painted. And if you like girls, they love that shit. Like when I lived in the dorms with the girls, they used to beg to paint my nails. And like as a guy, and they saw me as a guy, but it's just like, fashion. Like, look at Harry Styles. Like, that is a straight man, and he wears skirts. He does his nails and stuff like that. Bad Bunny gets his nails painted, and women love them. Like, you don't have to perform what you think is society's idea of masculinity to be accepted. Once you are yourself,
That's what I'm like.
that's all that matters. People will naturally flow to you.
Yes, that is it. That is it. I must say. With me, I won't wear no nails. I won't paint my nails. I've had on nails. My last time was my graduation. That was the last time that I've wear nails. I won't put them on, so I won't say I will not do it again. I won't do it again. Um, but I love the nails. They're cute, but just not for me. Everyone is different. Like I said, I'm more of a masculine point with it. I'm more feminine when it comes to dancing. I could be feminine when talking, but it all depends on the crowd of persons that I'm with, because that's how I do it. Like most of my time, like once or twice you hear me talk, and I'll just do one of those sideways like a female, and I'll look at myself and I'll be like, no, So it changes, because I would look at myself and I'd be like, okay, that's weird for me. But you would look at somebody else that are feminine and it'd be like, okay for them. So everyone is different in this situation. So it doesn't matter on what gender you call yourself or what it is. At the end of the day, you should go for whatever you like. So, I asked myself one time ago, would I wear a skirt or would I wear a dress again to go in a club? Say probably Halloween, switch it up or so. So I said, maybe I would, but I was playing because I ain't shaving my legs. I waited a long time to grow these things. These finally came into play. I'm not gonna shave my face to put no hair makeup on, so that was a no. So a lot of things has changed when it came to that, and I have left it on the day of graduation. And I don't think I'll go back. I think the most feminine would be my dancing. For you guys that know, I'm known for my dancing, and it's always going to be feminine because, like I said, I've been dancing from I was a little boy looking like a little girl growing up. so, so that was me. But another question I want to ask you is, this is how I sorry, I have messages coming in from one technology and then I'm looking up here. Okay, another thing I also wanted to ask you too is, when did you find out? Okay, this I'll save that question for the last. With this one here, a lot of persons feel as if being a transgender, you have to date. Seeing that we're trans man, we have to date man because we're man, and when if we're gay, we should date man. So
I don't date
being a
men.
transgender,
I don't date men.
your point of view on this, what would you say? Being a transgender, you consider yourself straight, or you consider yourself still a part of the LGBT?
I am definitely still a part of the LGBT community. Um, I don't date men. Have I slept with men? Yes. Will I sleep with men again? No. Uh, I don't. I've tried it. I don't. It's not for me. But I do think men are pretty. I do see the appeal. I will call it like I will flirt with a man, but that's as far as it'll go. But in regards to being a part of the LGBT community, I will still consider myself a part of the LGBT community because I do like non-binary people. So I do like them. I also like trans women, but see, I believe that a trans woman is a real woman. So I don't subscribe to that idea that if I am dating a trans woman that I'm not in a straight relationship because I'm still in a straight relationship because she's a woman and I'm a man. Um, and but do I like women? Yes, I love women. Uh, I love women.
A lot. A lot.
Yes, I love women. So all the women out there,
Single.
I am
Check out
single.
this guy.
I am single, and I have a good job.
There you go. There you go. Man to pay bills.
But in regards to that, like I do consider myself still queer just because of my attraction to non-binary people. Um, I don't like cis men. I don't. I would even date another trans man. Well, no, I wouldn't date, like I don't see myself romantically with men, but in terms of being like sexually attracted, like yeah, I have been sexually attracted to trans men. It's just cis men does don't do it for me.
Okay, that's understanding. Like I say, everybody has a different opinion, different strokes.
Different
There you
folks.
go. That's it. Everybody has a different opinion on it. For me, I've dated guys in my life, way in my life. I've been known for just females. I never dated any other genders like trans females or a trans man. Um, no, I haven't dated, but they're fine as shit. I must say they are very gorgeous. The ones that I've been seeing lately, they're very gorgeous. Born females, watch out. Telling you, got competition. But
No, like
I'm
and
telling
T
you,
for T, like
there you
I
go.
would love a T for T relationship, which is like a trans for trans relationship with a trans woman, because like imagine this, like boom, biological children.
There you go. There you go. And I've seen a lot of that going around. There's nothing wrong with that either. My opinion, like I say, everybody has their own choices in life and what they want. You know, it doesn't make them different. It's like I say, it's not a drug or a sickness. Doesn't mean because you're a lesbian in your life, you should just stay with females. If you eventually want to go and try guys, it doesn't make you differently. You know, that's what you want to do, and that's something you try. That's something that you're working with. You
Yeah, I
know,
know a girl. She was a gold star lesbian. Now she has a boyfriend
see,
that
so
she's been with for like a year, going on two.
yeah, so it all changes for some people. Some people stay in it. Like that's why I say I can't really tell on life expense and see how things will go because a lot of things might change, especially in this day and time. My nose is so shiny. Especially in this day and time. So at the end of the day, no one knows. Like I said, I've never dated a trans female. I've never dated a trans man. I've seen some amazing, beautiful transgenders out there, and I was like, wow. You know, some you cannot really tell. You know what their life was. So at the end of the day, that's amazing. I'm big up for my transgenders out there. Yo,
And
keeping
the
it
thing
up.
is, about people think that sexuality and gender and all of these things are like set in stone and defined. No, that's not the way life works. Uh, Things are nuanced, things are constantly changing, things are constantly evolving. I, as a trans man, I am not the same trans man I was 3 months ago, much less a year ago, much less 2 years ago. So everything is always changing. And the philosopher, I like philosophy. The philosopher Heraclitus said, all is flux, nothing stays still. So, sexuality is fluid. You could be attracted to one thing one day, and the next, your taste change. Like, even like the type of people that I am attracted to has significantly changed.
So see, now that he had brought that up, a lot of persons doesn't realize with being on T, there's all different types of walks and face that you have to deal with. A lot of people deal with anger issues. A lot of people can't control their anger. Some people react. Some that becomes a big factor in one of as one of them. That's a side effect, I would say. Would be the anger. Some has a great side effect. They build appetite. Some loses appetite.
I built appetite.
That's it. Everyone. Some people go into it dating a female, but end up dating a male, and consider themselves still gay, even though they had started off a lesbian. They're now a transgender male, and now they're dating a male. So it all changes with being a transgender. If you always have these questions in your head, what is going on with me? Like, I've never in my life looked at a guy and say, "Oh, they were nice," or "Ooh, he's cute," or something like that. Like, I've never did it in my life because it never came to me. But when I started hormones and all these different things, it's like you look at these girls and these guys and be like, "Damn, you make a girl look bad." You
Yeah,
look at
I
them and be
never.
like,
I prior to transitioning, I dated guys to hide the fact that I was gay. But once I started dating women, I never looked back. But once I started testosterone, I remember like a month into testosterone, I was looking at guys and penises like.
See, that's how it goes. I had another transgender that told me as well, said that he started off dating girls, but now that he's like 7, 8 years into it, he started dating guys. So everyone has a different walks of life, and not to say that because you're on T, you're gonna end up with the same gender that you were when you're starting your process. No, everyone is different, but it comes a time when these things will pop up in your head and you will have these thoughts, but not everybody follows through with them. Because like I said, even though those thoughts might have came to my head, I've personally never dated a guy. I've never dated a transgender, but like I said, there has been some very nice looking ones out there, I must say, very much say. But no, I've never. So I am very much of a virgin of it. I'm sorry, I'm virgin to it. So a lot of you guys had a lot of questions if I had dated transgenders. I have never dated a transgender, but life is just full of surprises. It's just
Trans
amazing.
women are gorgeous.
Yeah, there's like a lot of trans. Like I had a lot of them add me on Facebook that I thought were just females, like blonde females. Like if they have never stated I am a transgender, I would have never known. Like nothing would have told me a click on what it was if there was or not. So that was like a wow. A lot of things have changed. I always stand up and I say, Lord bless my son. I'm sorry for him. But he might not have a choice if he want to date girls or boys because, hey, the way this world is going, the gorgeous men is now gorgeous girls. So it all changes, The world has changed, things have changes. Like I say, it's not a drug. It's the reality of life, and I'm excited to put a lot of changes out there. I'm excited for my surgery. I'm sure he's excited for his own, and I'm sure he's gonna be excited for his second part of his surgeries and his journey. But I had upper hand to go my top surgery. Now I got to see somebody else go through their surgery, and I get to give my advice on it. So it's sort of great to know that I have somebody that is going after me, so I can be like, yo, to do this, to do that, so they will not have the same effects or the same things that I had. they can have it greater. Some people want those questions, some people want those answers, some people just want it all and scared to ask the question. So at the end of the day, if I can be a help to someone, why not? So that's what I've always been basically doing. So I have a lot more of changes coming my way, and with tea, changes never stop. Every year something changes, features changes, because a year ago I look at my photos a year ago and I do not look like my photos a year ago.
And I went to the barber and I cut my facial hair off, but
Go back.
um the sides coming back, they're coming back, but
It ain't comb, guys. It ain't comb.
it
It
coming
laid out
back.
there.
But just I could show you like a picture from June when I no from April when it was my birthday, and I never cut my facial hair, and this is the first time I did this and I did this, and then even like cut off my little mustache.
Nah, I'm not cutting it. Like it's actually longer. I just have it patted down.
But I have more facial hair than this.
Yeah, it comes up. I would say the more
No,
you cut it.
this isn't April. This is before I even tried to cut my hair. So I'm just showing you like this is me in April.
Pretty boy styles.
This is me in April in the same hoodie. So yeah, this is me in April, and that's my facial hair in April, and uh this is me in September, and you can see that the facial hair is it's thicker.
So everybody's different. I think I cut my hair once. I cut my hair, I think, last year for my birthday. Not really cut it, I lined it. But when I went there, the barber was like, I was like, give me a thin line up. He was like, but you have no hair. I was like, pure disrespect. I have a lot of hair on my face, So that's how, it's not a funny or whatever, but
And
it grow back though.
and
I
it
feel
also depends on genetics as well.
Yeah.
Because like my daddy, when he was 22 and he got married to my mommy, he didn't have no facial hair. Like me and him had the same amount of facial hair. Now this man has a very thick mustache and he has to shave his beard like every day.
Some people are late bloomers.
Yeah, so I know not to expect
Here until you're in your what, 30s?
30s.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say that I'm in my 30s already. So I'm looking to expect it before 40s. But yes, I will be for sure. I have more hair than I had before. Way more than I had before. And like I say, it's longer, but I don't have it comb out. I usually comb it out when I'm dressed in the style. Right now, I'm just chilling out, Don't let it roll up a bit, then I can comb it out later. But yes, everybody is different when it comes to that. I would not cut my beard. Like I said, I'm excited to grow a beard. I actually want it to be full out. So eventually, how it falls in play, I will probably get some implants in there to probably get it thicker if I got to. Everyone has a different opinion on things. So I would most definitely, like I said, I have a lot more surgeries and different things that I'm going to be coming up with and coming out, but everything is a stepping stone. So I am excited. I am doing phalloplasty. He's doing his top surgery. So it's like a top and a bottom mixture here. So to know that he is doing his top surgery and I'm doing my bottom surgery. I've already did my top surgery. He will eventually do his bottom surgery. So I will have a frame of telling him how that went and how that goes. So that is a plus. So all you guys out there that have questions about doing bottom surgeries, my opinion on it is follow your heart. Go for it. There's 3 different types. You can go out there and choose anyone. Doesn't make you less of a man of who you are, of whatever one you choose. The reason why I choose it because I wanted to feel more complete and I wanted to do all of them. And I wanted to have some cool stuff too. So, that's a little childish side of me. But hey, that's how things is.
I want to pee in the snow.
See, look
at that's why.
You know what it is to hold your pee in for a very long time, and then when you go in the bathroom, you have to,
What?
No, it's not cool. you're looking around to see if anybody underneath the stalls or whatever and stuff like that. So it's sort of awkward, being a transgender going to the bathroom. For me personally, even though I go in the male's bathroom, I don't go in females at
I go
all.
in the male's bathroom too. I don't go in the
And
female
what I've noticed over here is a lot of the bathrooms are changing to all genders.
genders. Yeah.
So that's a plus. That's one thing I give Toronto and Canada, especially for they're recognizing all genders and not just one gender. You choose a bathroom you have to go into. So, it was sort of weird walking into it at first to see man and woman in the bathroom, the kids looking like, oh, mom, it's a boy in the bathroom, stuff like that. So, it's sort of cool in a way to see it all happening now. The world has changed. So that's a plus. So, yes, I'm in the process of doing my bottom surgery. And like I've told you guys earlier, I went to Montreal and I have seen with my surgeon. And right now I'm processing a lot of information when it comes to my surgeon and his assistant. Right now, I've told you guys a lot of questions have asked me which length of surgery, what length I'm going for. And if you have a choice to go for a length, what length you will go for. So that was a lot of questions that persons have asked me. So I did have a choice to choose, but I did not choose. I went with what my donor hand could have given, and it had given 7 inches. So that is about all the information that you guys will know when it comes to that, unless you're with me. You will know those items and how that goes. But yes, that's the information there. My arm is fully functional and working and great for surgery. Blood flow, everything is great. Blood work, everything is great. Right now, my surgeon is just waiting for my treatment to complete to make sure there's no hair growth in that area of the forearm that I will be using as a donor area. So I'm looking, like I tell you, by summer of next year to be all decked down. So it all depends on the speed. From this here, I started my electrolysis. My treatment has been going great, and so far in the area that they indicated to be removed completely first, there's no hair growth already because of those areas being fine hairs. They were easy to get to and burned quick. So that's a plus. So as much time as they might have said it might take this amount of time, it can be less, depends on your growth of hair. I'm not a hairy person in my hand, on my hands, I should say. I'm not hairy on my hands. They're pretty laid back and smooth, so they're easy to remove. They're not thick and crufty. I'm a pretty boy. It's more, smooth and curly. No, not curly. It's not curly. It's smooth and straight.
Yeah.
So that's a plus. It's easy for them to get to. So everything is looking great for that. That is my update for you guys with that. I wanted to try something different. I don't want to keep you guys long, but I know I have a lot of stuff that I'm going to gradually bring to you guys. But this whole clip was to basically give y'all a little update on what is going on with my phalloplasty surgery. I will give you updates with my treatment and everything and how that is going. In the meanwhile, I wanted to also bring you different walks of transgenders. I'm a transgender that I consider to be more rough, thuggy, and masculine. When he's a transgender, a
I'm a
more pretty
pretty
boy. See what I mean? More pretty boy and more, doesn't matter if it's feminine or masculine. So there's different ways inside of it. It doesn't make you different. It doesn't make you less of a transgender. It's who you are. So this is 2 different walks of life. This is how you get it. Make sure to follow all of his links. See them again so they can get it.
At Sutton Amal on Instagram. So SUTTON AMAAL. If you're also on Twitter, same handle.
There you go. You got all the information there. Hit up your boy. Make sure to follow, show some love and support. You will see more of him. Like I say, he's a really great friend of mine. He became more than just a friend, he became part of family. So you will see more of him. I am very happy that you have your surgery. I was very happy when he called me. He was like, "Yo, I want to go on your live." I was like, "Okay, no problem. We're gonna just put up an episode. I'm going live today anyway." He's like, "I was trying to reach you, but you never answer your phone." Anyone knows me, I never answer my phones, hardly answer text
Never.
messages. It's very hard to because I be doing a lot of things. Like literally, I be doing a lot of things. No, and I'm back in hibernation again. Got to put on some clothes. So when I show you guys my body again, it's gonna be like, you know what I mean. So
Hulk.
I'm I'm working on a lot of stuff. To drop a lot of things to you guys. Prepare myself. I have a lot of appointments and different things to prepare myself for surgeries. So yes, that's how my life has getting a bunch of surgeries until it's completed. Eventually, this guy will have to deal with the same things. I'm
Well,
telling you.
it's basically medical procedures until it's completed
Yes.
because I told you, like, as soon as the surgery is done, freezing my eggs. So I have to go
There you
off
go.
testosterone and on whichever feminine one and get the eggs
Get it
out.
removed.
Hopefully I could get like 20
Yeah, man. I sure you be
because
good.
I want 5 kids.
See, listen, females out there, let me tell you something. If you see this sperm inside the bank, skip past of it. This man want a fertile. He want to make a basketball team, a football team.
I wanted a soccer
See,
team.
there you go. See, same thing I was trying to tell you guys.
I wanted a soccer. The soccer team is 11 people. I wanted 11 kids at one point.
See, there
They
you
lucky
go.
I only want 5 now.
See, there you
I
go.
wanted 5 to 8. Now I changed it 3 to 5.
There you go. Another Nick Cannon in the building. So at the end of the day, ladies, if you're looking to have, some kids,
And
you
live
don't
on a
know,
farm
there you go. There you go. There you
and be
go.
a housewife. I'll pay all the bills. I don't have a
Nice.
problem doing that.
Be very careful what you tell the viewers out there today. Ladies, you want to pay the bills. So yes, guys, I wanted to give you all that little difference to let you know that hey, I'm still out here. I'm still here with you guys. I'm still working on new things for you guys. So make sure to like, comment, to always like, comment, and subscribe. Share the link. Show some support. Like I say, if it's 1, 2 viewer, 3 viewers, no matter how much viewers is on this thing, I'm gonna continue going. This would eventually hit platform. It's gonna hear our air, and it's all right. Everyone starts from the starting point, and I am grateful. I don't care about the little small talks. I don't care about all of that. I still go because let me tell you something. Everybody's still watching. That's what's up. So at the end of the day, make sure to continue showing your boys some love. Hit up all my platforms. Right on my page here. You have my Facebook page. You have my Instagram page. You have my TikTok. That is going off very well. I noticed a lot of people likes me dancing. A lot of people like me dancing. Ask me when I'm gonna come to the US and do different things. I have a lot of shows out there, and I'm bringing Trans Man to you guys out there in the US. I'm gonna bring out a lot of different things to you guys. So you guys don't know, I will be performing eventually, and I will be traveling very soon to do these performances. A lot of persons have asked me to be the face on their flyers and different to be a special guest and different things like that. So all of that I'm basically working on as well. That people that want me to do this. I had a lot of persons that reach out to me that wanted me to model their clothing line. I also have my clothing line that eventually will be launching for the new year. Um, I have a lot of things, like I said, coming to you guys. Everything takes time. And today might be for someone, tomorrow might be for me. So I don't want to put it out there and it fails. I want to put it out there and it prospers. It goes up. That's the whole thing about it is to go up. I'm going to bring it to you as different as I can possibly get it. But like I said to you guys, I love you guys and I can't say it enough. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you guys have given me. Thank you, Sutton, for being here to be the realist and speak your mind no matter how raw it gets. He surely spoke his mind and however he would have do it. And that's the best way of doing it. Be real as possible as you can. Never second doubt yourself. Be you, be truthful to yourself. I am happy for you. Like I said, I'm very happy for you to be here to experience this journey with you. I never had a very close friend going through the same surgery as me, standing next to my bedside or visiting me or checking on me when I have my surgery, to know that I can be there for you and I can do that. That is amazing. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll be your cameraman behind there, just saying, okay, show the viewers that you got this together. No, I'm gonna be there 100% behind you with this, and I hope all goes well for you. You will have the chest that you want. You will go topless, and you will be doing those chitty bops like fuck, like me. I'm telling you, you will be doing all of those things. You will be rocking it out there. The girls will love it, and I know you will love it. You waited a long time. So,
Yep.
any final words you want to tell the viewers?
Yeah. So if if you questioning your gender, if you're thinking of, it's not a big deal. It's not a big of a deal as people make it seem. Um, and you owe it to yourself, to be true to yourself, like Shakespeare said, to thine own self be true. So uh yeah, and also on in regard to coming out, you don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't have to come out. Coming out is something that, I guess, like, I feel like, it's okay to be proud of who you are, but at the same time, you don't owe people an explanation. It's a um it's a it's a pleasure and an honor to get to know someone on an intimate level, to tell them that you're trans, or to be comfortable to share being trans with someone. But at the same time, if you don't feel like you have to share that with anyone, then you don't.
There you go. There you go. That's it. That's it. That is how you put it out there. Be comfortable in who you are, and it should not matter what it is out there. Like I said, it's different walks of life for different folks. So at the end of the day, be true to who you are. Never second doubt or second guess anything that you go through in your life, no matter even if changes come along your way. Even with relationships, make sure that the person understands that with being a transgender, a lot of things changes. You got to be able to handle certain things. You got to be able to not get frustrated in different things out there. You should be able to be able to walk people through, they not people, but walk your partner or your friend or somebody through each and every one of their steps of life, because it's not going to be an easy road for them, because they're struggling already within their skin and having to deal with different things out there on an everyday life. So just be there, support, understand. So whether, like I say, is a friend, family member, a lover, whatever it is out there, just try and understand our trends out there. Everyone is now getting the opportunity to speak up and hear themselves. So to have that opportunity is great, and go for it. So yes, this episode was really great. It was different for me. It was very different for me. But I really appreciated the fact that he had called me and reached out to me and wanted to do this, despite of me being busy, as he stated, and he was putting in an appointment to hang out with me and different stuff like that. But he knows that I love him, and he knows that I'm trying to do a lot of different things, a lot of positive things out there. Um, to try and keep everything going in every which way possible. And like I say, to be here with him is great, and to have this opportunity with him is even greater. So I will be there 100 step full. So thank you guys and everyone who has tuned in. I watched a lot of persons pop in and out. For those who had came in and those who will be watching after, thank you so much for your support, your love. Make sure, I will say it again, to make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to your boy channel. Make sure to share this link, and not only share it but support it. Also, there's a notification bell at the top of that page. Once you hit that one time, you subscribe once, you hit that bell once, And once you do that, it will notify you whenever I will be live or whenever I will be uploading videos. Like I say, it's going to be different places I'm going to be taking you guys. My next live, I'm going to take you somewhere special and we're gonna chill. We're gonna do some fun things. I'm gonna bring some things to you guys too. So a lot of things are gonna be changed. So I just wanted to bring this part to you guys. So I make sure to tell you guys I love you guys once again. Thank you for the love and support. Can't tell you guys, but once again I'm gonna end this with an introduction. This is your boy Trey. I am a trans man. I'm a FTM. I was born a female and I'm a now male. I'm proud to say I goes by the genders and the pronoun of he and him. This is me and this is how my life has been and this is how we're gonna get it. So I love you guys. Peace. I love you guys. Peace. I love you guys. Make sure support your boy. Support. I love you guys.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, and keep supporting Trey in everything that he's doing. He's a phenomenal person, and I have an actual big brother, but I don't feel as close to him as I feel with Trey. Like Trey is the big brother that I always needed. So yeah, you guys make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and remember that like when this page blows up and he hits like 1 million subscribers and then he goes to like 10 million and stuff, you can say I used to watch him long before that.
There you go. I really appreciate it. I didn't even know he was gonna come with that. That was really a very touching moment because I've never really had anyone that actually came that close to show so much great support. In this trans field, it's very difficult to have that understanding. So I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. And yes, remember to make sure I show some love and support. I love you guys. Until we meet again very soon, make sure to always show some love. I love you guys. Peace. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Till we meet again. I love you.